show you guys, what I'm about to show you guys right now is something that you have to be mindful of as you navigate. Because really, I think why a lot of ills have been caught by way of people that value liberty is because they are culturally inept and they try to place their set of principles on their enemy, which is obviously a common mistake because those are a set of morals, a set of ethics that they choose not to follow. So I just want you to understand like what it is that you are up against and a lot of this smoke and mirror information war that we're in, right? There's a lot of different, well, let's say I'll keep it minimum. I'll keep it to like 2 different talking points that I want you to really focus on with this as I show you what's going on here. So over the weekend, there was a tweet by Mr. Stephen King, who Stephen King has said a lot of retarded shit on the internet. He is just a raging leftist, like much of blue check mark Twitter is, aside from me and like 3 others. But a lot of these guys have, as a positive thing, I guess you can look at it from that perspective. Now they put all of their thoughts and social, political views, all of that on the internet for you to see. It's not buried in some article or interview. The mystique of the people that have made fiction has been just, it's gone. It's no longer there anymore. They have no problem letting you know where they're at, and they have drawn the ideological line in the sand. So here's this post right here. And it says 1,200 dead of COVID yesterday in Florida. So this was on the 9th that he's referring to. So this was September the 10th that he posted this, but he's referring to the 9th. Yesterday, so he's talking about 1,200 COVID or 1,200 dead from COVID in Florida. Not the total for a week or a month, but one single day. Now, the reason why I want you to focus on this is because, of course, this is not true. There was a data dump, which has already had been admitted, it's been debunked. Even Stephen King himself has he conceded in a follow-up tweet. Let's see if we can actually get that. He conceded in a follow-up tweet that he got it wrong. He got it wrong. Let me see if I can find this. Real quick. He's always posting dumb shit right here. He says, I'm wrong about the number of deaths in Florida due to COVID. Not 1,200 in one day, but over the course of 1 week, possibly more. No, it ain't no possibly more. It was more. So what happened was, just for perspective for you guys, there was a data dump. And, you know, you've seen this before where they'll find COVID deaths, you know what I mean? And they will span back not years, but, you know, months, weeks. And they'll put them all in one day just for the sake of, keep them all together. Generally, when they do that, the reports, be it from the CDC or whoever that is collecting that data, usually says, okay, hey, this did not all take place on this date. And if you look at like the trend, even at the surface level, this wouldn't have made sense, right? Because you have like 90, 80 deaths, 100 deaths or something like that, and it would jump up to 1,200. That doesn't make sense. But doesn't matter, right? When I had shared this, and if you look at my previous tweet, when I had shared this, it had 80,000. It has 97,000, so it went up now. Likes. So people that are liking this, not necessarily just sharing it, but liking it at least. You know, the lies spread a lot further than the truth. And there are a lot of brainless because he didn't even tweet under it. It was a follow-up tweet. It wasn't a tweet like under the same tweet so people could see it in the thread. No, there's just a bunch of people that believe this, and they're probably going to go reference the same data dump as well, saying that it happens. Why? Because all it does is conclude or reaches a conclusion, which was all that mattered, that they want. Of course, they don't like Florida, lack of mask mandates, lack of vaccine mandates, openings. They don't like Florida. They don't like DeSantis because of that. So anytime they can focus on Texas or Florida, they focus on that. And they want, of course, spread doom and gloom. Context doesn't even matter. But the truth doesn't matter either. So he had no problem tweeting this, sending it out. As much of a lie as it was, he sent it out and it had X amount of likes being shared around. And the people picked up on that like, ha, 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 look at Florida. They're doing bad. despite this being objectively false, as in it's not up for dispute. He was wrong. 1,200 people did not die from COVID that day on the 9th from in Florida. That just didn't happen. It didn't happen. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You notice one thing? Let me show you something just real quick before I go on to my last point. Notice there's nothing from Twitter that says this is misleading. Notice that, right? Oh, this is false. Experts reject. Nothing. There's nothing there. This tweet is up as if it's true. Now, if it reached a different conclusion, and it was true, or whether it was false, right? They would have spread something like that, said this is misleading or something, or they would have put that little tag under there. It's not present. It'll never be. When they get it wrong, they are afforded basically all freedom to be wrong. And I believe that they have that to be wrong. And it's on guys like ourselves to call them out for the stupidity. So I'm not saying that they should do that. What I'm saying is that if it was on the other side, if the shoe was on the other foot and it wasn't reaching a doom and gloom, so if it has something to do with like vaccinations or something, even if it's true, they'll say that it's misleading. They'll say that context is needed. They'll say those things. What the fact checkers say, it's not present here. He just got to say a lie and it still goes unopposed by Twitter. Look, guys, this is what we're dealing with. These are the people that you are fighting against. They are liars, they are cheaters, and they are stealers. Eddie Guerrero. Just not as good of a frog splash. Not as athletic, for sure. But you have to understand that when you navigate, and we had that rant, or I had that rant, I had that rant. Was it Friday show? Well, I was just going off. And I was talking about my frustration basically with whether it be the GOP, people that call themselves conservatives, and their desire to try to fight honestly with people that want them dead, but that rigged the game. Okay. This is just yet another example of that. A guy says a flat out lie and he gets away with it, goes virtually unopposed. And his brainlets, his little minions, hyenas, right, that get to giggle and laugh and also want to spread doom and gloom. See, they like it. They spread the lie. It gets, way out there and someone else adopts it as if it's true. And now here it is. They're not going to work nearly as hard to try to correct that falsehood as they would a lie. No, because the lie spreading was good enough. Look, guys, you got to know what you're up against. Period. And then you act accordingly. But it's a fool's error to apply your set of principles, honesty, and all of that stuff with an enemy. That's going to get you kicked in the nuts while you're not looking. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Cannon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcannonsake.com.